Let me take a question or two that there's so many in the chat, we're not going to be able to get all of them, but there are some good overarching questions I think it's important. To Mr. Cohen at Bloomberg, who asked this question, yesterday you called on President Biden to release a draft Department of Education memo outlining existing authority to cancel student debt. Have you read that memo, and what do you think the administration, why has the administration not released it? I have not read the memo. But it is my view that memo should ultimately certify that, in fact, the president has the authority to do exactly what we're advocating for. And as far as we know, it's been widely reported that the Department of Education federally has had this memo since April of last year after being directed to draft it. If in fact the memo is what we think it is, and it suggests that in fact the president has the authority to do this, it would be good to be publicly known, because that's one of the elements of the debate. Then the question becomes, Mr. President, if you have the authority, why not? So that's why we wrote the letter, and we think it would be good for everyone who is pursuing this issue, for the public at large, to know that the president has the authority. And then the question becomes, why or why not are you going to use that authority? There's been some questions about the cost of this. And I would just simply say, I'll cite again data that I think is very significant to make the case that actually, as I mentioned earlier, the Education Data Initiative estimates that canceling the student loan debt, as we've suggested, up to $50,000, could actually grow the GDP of our country by over $600 billion over the next 6 years. That $600 billion is going to generate all types of revenue to the federal treasury. It would create 1.5 million new jobs. All of those people are going to be paying money into the federal treasury, and it would lift over 5 million households out of poverty. That is an extraordinary ability to bring people into the mainstream and to participate in the economic reality. So those are some of the questions.